The expressed views of the guests on this podcast are theirs alone and not necessarily endorsed by the host, TWBC, or any associated sponsor. Conversations that are robust yet balanced, on point and to the point. You are listening to the talk of tournament water skiing. This is the TWBC podcast. And now, here's your host, Tony Lightfoot.
Well, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome one and all to this latest edition of the TWBC podcast. I'm Tony Lightfoot, and great to have you on board. And we are here at the Lakes of Castingstone, the site of Predator Bay Water Ski Club, and the venue for the upcoming U-21 World Water Ski Championships. Now, typically on a World's Year, I have the opportunity to cross paths with the individual whom I'm interviewing right now. And no exception here. So I have the International Water Ski and Wakeboard Federation President, Jose Antonio Perez Priego from Mexico. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem at all. So, okay, what should we talk about first? The state of the federation and water skiing in general. How is that in your view?
Well, I think I'm very happy. You know, this tournament and the Under-17 shows the future of the sport. And you see the results here are at par or even, and sometimes even better than at the open category. So I think that's a really, really great testament to the development of the sport, especially for the future.
Excellent. So we're looking forward to some great skiing here for this particular event. And So what is generally happening within the sport so far as an administrative level? In your mind, what steps are being taken to try and broaden the exposure of the sport and try to get it more accepted in the eyes of the public in general?
Well, I'm going to talk specifically about water skiing because I believe the big chunk of your audience is just concerned with water skiing in particular, not the other disciplines. Sorry. But we have a lot of things going on right now. We are actively bidding for inclusion in Brisbane in 2022 Olympics. We have a very strong team working on that, and we are, reasonably optimistic that we might have an actual chance to get in there. So that's I think it's a great development, and also we are in the midst of bidding and negotiating a new boat contract because our relationship with Nautica will end at the end of the year. They have been a great partner to us, and we're very thankful for the 10 years they supported us. And we're in the process of moving on, and we have some news for that in the next weeks.
Okay, but I mean, it already sounds like from your response that Nautica are no longer involved as a boat provider or a boat sponsor for the water ski events going forward as of the end of this year.
Well, nothing is cast in stone. It could change, but at this moment, it doesn't look like that.
Okay, so kind of give us a little bit of an idea of how the bidding process takes place. Because I mean, people probably have this vision that all the boat companies and their representatives and the IWWF meet somewhere in like a hollowed out volcano somewhere, and have like the lighting and the desks from Dr. Strangelove, all trying to give their pitches. But the reality is got to be a little bit different to that, right?
Yes. Well, I'm always trying to listen to what the community is. Our sport is really small, so it's always good to listen what people on the water wants to say and says. No, so there has been a lot of controversy exactly on how we choose our partners. So this time around, at the beginning of the year, we actually created a tender, a public tender. It was not public in the sense that we didn't publish it on the internet or we didn't publish it on the newspaper, but it was sent to all the major boat manufacturers, asking them if they were interested in partnering with us. And we had certain specifications to be able to partner with us. Those basically were that we need support with the boats at the title tournaments of all the disciplines, not just water ski. And then we asked them to place a bid if they were interested by a specific discipline or the whole array of disciplines that use a boat in our community. So we sent the bid to about six different boat manufacturers, and we got a response from 3. So out of that, we are still in the process. We evaluate the financial consideration, the support, their global reach, and the boats that were submitted all of them were already approved by the tournament council. So technically, we are. We're happy that the boats that were being considered were already approved by the tournament council as proper ski boats.
So the boats that are approved by the tournament council, are exactly the same boats that are approved by the AWSA, aren't they? So for pulling tournaments, that will be Nautique, Malibu, and Mastercraft, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm wondering who the other 3 might have been, but
they were boat companies that didn't provide water ski boats, but they did provide wakeboard boats or wakesurf boats.
So in this bidding process, there was actually an option for a boat company to actually pull just tournament or events or certain tournament events, whilst another boat manufacturer would pull wake surf or wakeboard or any other wake-related events, right?
That's correct. That's exactly correct. And that's what happened. Some boat companies only bidded for a specific discipline, others bidded for a specific tournament of a specific discipline, and others bid for the whole thing.
Okay. So we're looking forward to seeing an announcement. I mean, nothing's written in stone yet, as you mentioned, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So no signature on the dotted line. So maybe
not as of today, but it should come in the next few weeks.
Okay, and obviously, if it does come within that amount of time, then they'll be eager to make an announcement around about the time of the World World Championships, right?
No, because again, for us, honoring our commitments is extremely important, and our commitment to Nautique, as they with us, ends up at the end of the year. So there will be an announcement who is our next partner, but we will not make any other comments until the first of next year. But that is, we will let the community know where we stand, and but again, our commitment to Nautique goes into the New Year's Eve of this year, and we will honor that in all the tournaments and everything else.
So is there going to be some bright ceremony like they do in F1 where they like reveal all of the cars or something like that, or nothing quite as grandiose, I would imagine?
Probably, yeah. That's a great idea. I will probably steal that from you.
All right, but you'd be stealing it from F1 rather than me, but in any case. But I mean, tournaments we've got coming up. We've got the IWWF Open World Water Ski Championships. It's going to be held in Recetto. It's the first time this tournament's going to be held outside of the United States in 2 cycles.
Yes.
So that's going to be a change of venue. It's going to be in Recetto in Italy. So I mean, you're obviously going to be going to that, being in attendance. So how have the Italians done so far with the organization, in your best estimation, with the event coming up?
Well, extremely well. Italy actually wanted to bid for the 2023 World Championships that were held in Orlando, but because they had a storm, with the climate change, everything goes haywire very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So they got flooded. The site was completely destroyed, and they took almost a year and a half to rebuild it. So now they're in a position that everything is literally brand new, and we're super excited to have the tournament there, because the lakes are amazing, and all the supporting installations are excellent. They are brand new, and the organization is pristine. You cannot ask for anything better.
Excellent. So, and we're looking forward to seeing that tournament come up within about around about this time next month, in August, there was a little bit of controversy at the beginning with the tournaments being scheduled the way that they were. That the Worlds was actually rescheduled to be later in the season. Any comments on that? Yes.
Well, again, this is there's nothing. I'm not trying to point any fingers because there are none to be pointed, but it was just a week later. The tournament originally was scheduled to happen on the first week in September. And then there was a clash with an European tournament with the seniors, a water ski tournament, which was scheduled way before, probably a couple of years before. For an oversight or whatever, we overlapped it, and again, I don't think it's fair to take away from one group to give to the other. So what we arrived at the compromise to move the World Championships a week earlier, which is what happened. No.
Now a good problem that this sport is having having a large number of events all wanting to clamour in for like the certain dates during the course of the season. Case in point, there's the European Under-21s, which the final day of competition is actually going to be on the first day of familiarization and it's the tournament itself is in Austria, the U-21 Europeans. And around about the same time is the Pan American Youth Championships, right? The Youth Games, and I mean, obviously, you're from the part of the world which participates most admirably in the. So carrying on. Pan American Youth Games. I know it's very important to be a participant in these motorsports games. This one's going to be happening in Paraguay, isn't it? For the youth skiers.
Yes. The Pan American Confederation, which is as probably the largest and most important confederation for the Olympic movement, has the same problem that we have, that the under-21 class of skiers in every sport, might be tennis players or karate or swimming or biking, all the sports is like a drainage there. So because the kids are getting into college and they're starting their, different priorities in their life, all the sports will lose a lot of great athletes in that transition between being a junior skier and becoming a professional athlete. It's not just water skis, every ski. So Pan Am Sports, which is the Pan American Confederation for the IOC, identified this almost 7 or 8 years ago, and they decided to create the Youth Pan American Games.
As a kind of bridge.
Yes, so we don't lose these people, which are extremely important for all the sport community, not just for water ski.
Yeah.
So the first edition was held 4 years ago in Cali, in Colombia. Unfortunately, for budgetary and political reasons, we were not invited to be a part of that. But this is the second edition, and it's we are a central part of this edition. A specific lake was created just for this purpose. The Paraguayan Olympic Committee just bought a new boat for the tournament, so they are putting a lot of resources to make sure this is a showstopper event.
Indeed, and a lot of the world's best talent in tournament water skiing. I mean, you got Pato Font, you got
Mati Gonzalez. You have Charlie Ross. You have some very, very heavy hitters.
Yeah, Abelson as well. Both of them, and they'll be involved in that event. And as soon as that event ends,
we are all traveling. We are flying straight from the medal ceremony to Europe. Yes, well, we're flying on Friday. Most of us are flying on Friday, and then arriving there on Saturday, and then the training starts on Sunday. So yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a skier in the Pan American region, especially that elite level.
That all the gold medal athletes automatically are selected for the pro or the senior Pan American Games, which will be held in 2027 in Lima, in Peru. And they are independent of their team, because the team is usually 6 people for the big Pan American Games, and so the champions of the U-21 or the juniors will have a place there independent of their country.
Indeed.
So they will be invited guests to participate.
Nice. And a lot of other stuff going on in the Pan Am region, including the U-17 World Water Ski Championships, which are going to be held at a brand new site in Argentina in springtime of next year.
Yes, and that we're very excited about that. That's a new lake. The Latinos were held there last year. As a test event, they were super successful. The site is very, very nice. All the participants liked it a lot. And then moving on to the year after, the next edition of the under 21s is also going to be in another Pan American country.
All right, so as we kind of wrap up a little bit on this podcast, and try and keep it nice and short, for those of you that are driving to work or what have you, that just on commuting there and just trying to get your a little bit of a digest as to what's happening in the sport. I mean, this sport has a lot of challenges and a lot of opportunities going forward. But I'm sure that you've probably had a look at the IWWF World Congress agenda, and the World Congress normally takes place around about the same time as the Elite World Championships in Recetto. So kind of give us an idea of what some of that agenda would look like this time around. What's being addressed and what have you.
Well, there are a lot of items on the table, very important ones. We have, obviously the upcoming boat contract that should be finalized there is already approved in principle by the executive board. So that should be going forward. Then the other big change that we are having an extraordinary Congress, because we are proposing, if the members approve, right now we are incorporated in the UK. Because of a number of reasons, I think it's more convenient and this is not my opinion alone, it's actually our advisors, to move the headquarters to Lausanne in Switzerland. There we will be closer to the Olympic family, and in addition to that, we will have a lot of fiscal and logistical advantages by support of the IOC.
It was there for for a few years back. It was actually headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland. So what kind of prompted it to move there to the United Kingdom for starters?
I didn't know. I was not here then. I wasn't born. No, I don't. I really don't know. But I think the Swiss government, the Canton de Vaud, which is the city dwelling that we're looking at, is really excited. They have a special legal system for international federations. So
like FIFA.
Yeah, well, most of them are there. Most of them, the good and the bad and the ugly and the big and the small. Everybody's there, no, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah. A lot to do with finances, if truth be told. So, anyway, we'll wrap it up for the time being. We'll probably get a chance to talk with you a little bit once the signatures have been put on the dotted line with the boat company that's going to take us into the promised land in the future. But as you watch all these athletes here in the U-21s, I mean, this is actually a rather interesting tournament, because I mean it's not just like the higher scale age for right on the cusp of under 21s. I mean, a lot of the junior skiers that we saw last year are also present here to actually get some experience of skiing at the senior level, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, and I think it's amazing. I love these tournaments, the junior and the under 21. I was the homologator last year. I'm the homologator this year. And
they must love you.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about. It's probably something nobody else wants to do it. But anyway, I do love it. And what I love is to be in touch with the younger community, and to be able to do something for them. I love it. I think they deserve to have the best conditions, and this lake provides those. And we have the best panel. It's top tier judging panel. So it's couldn't ask for anything better.
And actually, that reminds me of a point that we discussed one of our previous times last year in previous editions of this podcast. Is officiating. You know, just trying to get the actual bodies and people to actually become officials, and especially homologators, which is a real specialized craft.
Well, yes, and I would love, I have been working with several homologators, again, on the Pan Am region, because this is home, basically. And there's a couple of young up-and-comers, in the early 20s that are really, really good. There's an Argentinian kid that homologated the Latins. He will homologate the Junior Pan Ams. Mm-hmm. He actually set up the lake in Paraguay. So we have some really, really strong, good talent that will be with us forever, because, we are not spring, how you say that? What's the saying? Spring crickets or spring, there's a
spring
saying.
Chickens.
Yeah, spring chicken, yes. Yeah. Well, it's a different animal, yes. Spring chickens. So especially the homologators, we are all kind of on the older side. So having new talent that they like it because it's a lot of work. I love it because they are very savvy with technology.
Yes, indeed, because I don't see many of the homologators coming in being able to homologate a site using a manual theodolite. It's one of those
yes.
those computerized things right now, which definitely streamlines the process. But you kind of get where I'm going.
Yeah, I did my exam with just the angles. 3-point survey with just the angles, because there was no total station at the time.
Well, you're around where they actually put like meter stations for jump.
Yes,
yes. I remember those days where large triangle, too big a triangle and all of that stuff.
And a little table with a model of the jump course, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't miss those days one iota. Anyway, we'll wrap this up for the time being. Anything else you want to say before we put a button on this?
Well, no, just thank you for all you do for the sport. You and Vince do an amazing work. I think the first time I met you was in Chapala at the Senior Worlds in 2012, that you did the broadcast for us there.
Yeah.
so we both been around for a little while, and I love to have you around, guys. It's you are a real asset for the sport, and thank you for that.
Oh, why? Thank you very much, and that concludes this edition of the TWBC podcast. My name is Tony Lyford. On behalf of Jose Antonio and Perez Priego, it is ciao for now.
Thank you for listening to the TWBC podcast. Be sure to check out our website at waterskibroadcasting.com. Links to our presence on major social media platforms can be found there, as well as updates to our webcast and this podcast. Duplication or rebroadcasting of this broadcast without written consent of TWBC is prohibited. Subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform, and be sure to join us next time for the next edition of the TWBC podcast.